So Wintersday has been out for almost a week now, and I still keep seeing people ask what's the best way to get presents. I realize there's a lot of people who aren't fond of doing jumping puzzles. Maybe they feel like they're not that great at it, but it's definitely the best way to get presents. So if you come into Winter Wonderland and do the jumping puzzle, basically each round starts with 30 minutes, and if you do it well, you can do like 13-14 jumps, and that's 10 presents every time you get through. So that means that you're getting 130, 140 presents, and every 15 times you do the puzzle, you get another 5 personalized presents. So it's lots and lots of presents farming this way. I personally prefer to do the Quaggan path. There's Snowman and there's Gingerbread Man, but for me the Quaggan path is the best path. So as you jump along on the jumping puzzle, you want to make really sure that you're going decently quick. Your life is ticking down as you go, so even besides falling, if you stand still, the snowflakes can dissolve under your feet, or your health can run out, so you want to go decently quick. I like the Quaggan path because it's a path. It is straightforward. You don't have to feel like, oh, whoops, maybe I should have gone that way, or on the Snowman path there's some candy canes that are spaced out that are not stepped, and I like the step ones better. But basically, you jump past the snowflakes and you get here. Now right here you can see Tix. He doesn't do anything, but you can see him, and if you put him on your right side and you aim between these two parts of this big snowflake at this little guy, that's where the presents will spawn, and it is a big jump. So the presents come up, and you make the big jump, and you gotta be kind of quick because they all pop away. And then watch out for this snowman because he sometimes blows wind, and he will blow you off and kill you. So watch out for him. And now we're to snowballs. So the way the snowballs work is you basically are standing and trying not to get hit by them as they roll past. So you stop off on all these little platforms. Don't go to the top of this part because there's a snowman who blows air up there. Now some people dodge up and go there. It's a little dangerous, so I don't do that. So once this boulder goes by, you know, some people go up to that peppermint, but me, I take the safe route. Just like some people jump, you know, and skip some of the parts that I hit, I like to be on the safe side, even if it cuts a couple of seconds off of my jump time. But that's the end of the puzzle, and there's your 10 Wintersday gifts, and you also get 1080 karma every run. So every once in a while you get on one and the timing is bugged on it. I don't know what bugs the timing, but it happens. So this thing happens after. So what you gotta do is get on this peppermint over here and let this one roll past. So you gotta love all the cheering, happy gingerbread men when you finish the jumping puzzle. But basically, this is how to do the jumping puzzle for people who don't necessarily do jumping puzzles a lot and maybe have a hard time with it. I highly recommend being zoomed in. I highly recommend that because you basically will be focused on landing each jump and be able to go faster, whereas if you're zoomed out, you're looking at the entire puzzle and it's easy to be distracted by other paths or other players. This is not for people who are awesome at the puzzles and do all the skipping parts, because those people are already farming the jumping puzzle and they don't need a video to tell them how to do anything. They already know the path, they already have it muscle memory. Don't give up if you fall at first. It takes a little while to learn the path, but once you learn it, it gets really straightforward. Obviously, you get your free present under this tree, and you talk to Tix once a day, and Tix will give you a free present. But, you know, the best way to get gifts in general is still just the jumping puzzle. Um, these events where the dropped presents are and stuff, it doesn't drop enough presents to make it worth it to do it over and over again. The dungeon, you do it one time a day and it gives you 50 presents, but after that it gives only 25 presents, so it's not the best farming. The bells is probably the second best farming, just because every, you know, 6.5 minutes you get 18 presents, but it's still not as good as the jumping puzzle. So if you are capable of doing the jumping puzzle, you don't have huge lag issues, the jumping puzzle is your best bet. And the jumping puzzle is the doorway where, ironically enough, you have to jump up a little bit to get to it. Another thing you can do before you go in is eat up a bunch of candy canes, because 1080 karma and you are increasing your karma bonus, and since you're going to be jumping it anyway, might as well get more out of it. So here we are at the end. I got 9. I was there for I got there at the 18-minute mark, so I actually did pretty decent. I've seen people before in a half an hour period get 14 jumps, but we're just gonna go based on what I did, okay? So let's say I only got 9 in a half hour period. That's still 90 presents, and if you think about it, 90 presents is still, again, think about the dungeon. You do it the first time in the day and you get 50 presents. Think about the bells. Every 6 minutes, we'll say, even 6, even though it's not 6. But let's say every 6 minutes you get 18 presents. That means that in, you know, a half an hour time, let's say it's not even 18, let's say it's 20, so that we're making the numbers nice and even. So every 6 minutes you get 20 presents, hypothetically. 6 goes into 30, 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. And then, so you've got your 5 times 2, because we're going to say 20 presents. Okay, so that's 100 presents in half an hour. Now, I got 9 times in less than half an hour. So what this means is I still would have had another 10 minutes to do the jumping puzzle more times. So I could have easily gotten more than that, but again, the main thing is the bells are probably your next best bet if you really just can't do the jumping puzzle for getting presents. But even besides that, we didn't even count how much karma we got. We only counted presents. So try not to get distracted by other players. Try not to go in here with a tiny little Asura, because you'll get lost if you're trying to jump at the same time as other players. I've seen a lot of people come in here with Norns and Chars. I'm personally on my Norn. It helps a lot to be able to see. And try to have fun with it. Try not to get frustrated with it. And enjoy all the presents that you're going to get. Why should you care about getting a bunch of presents? Well, besides the minis that you can get from it, which there are a lot, you can get ascended back recipes. You can get lots of artificing recipes and cooking recipes and things like that. There's also an infusion that you can get, the infusion being not only to give you +5 to a stat and +9 to your agony resistance, but also it makes your skin look frosted and you have like glowing blue eyes, kind of. There's lots of other things to get from the presents as well. There's achievements, there's the drinks that you get and you drink them, and that'll lead you toward an achievement. If you get all the Wintersday achievements and make a couple of things in the Mystic's Forge, you can get shoulder pads that give you permanent snowflakes falling on you. So try to have some patience and don't get frustrated with your present farming. Just remember, everybody else is trying to farm it too, and some people get lucky and some people don't get lucky, and it is what it is. But don't get frustrated with the jumping puzzle. Keep practicing, you'll get it, and you'll get your presents. Happy Wintersday!